Hello, everybody. This is Drew Thomas here. Now, this live stream came out of nowhere, and I promise I'm not going to be doing this a whole lot, but I decided to do a little stream about my life at RTI. Now, what RTI is well, the Rolla Technical Institute, and it's in my second favorite city, Missouri, Rolla. So, how it begun was during my sophomore year. Um, my teachers heard about this and decided that would be cool for me and my other classmates to try. And so she, along with the counselor, signed me up for it. And I was a little excited. And well, then obviously we came to the time when it actually happened. And when I first walked to that classroom, I was a little disappointed. I was like, this was not what I was expecting. Yeah, I met a couple of other classmates. One was this pushy bitch who was just, bossy all the time and just, she had a lisp and she was just annoying. But anyway, I'm not going to mention names because privacy reasons. But yeah. Anyway, so there's two teachers there. One that was a laid back and relaxed person who occasionally had her moments. And then there was serious, there's a serious teacher who also can be a bit laid back sometimes. But yeah. Now, obviously, I wasn't keen to go into this class in the first place, so I was like, I might as well make do with it. And let me tell you, some days were just. Now, pretty much what happened in service careers was we'd pretty much go into this classroom and learn about how we, well, how we go through a job, as well as some basic math problems. We also learn about, well, hygiene, like washing hands and stuff. And so then for when we were, you know, to the end of the first half, we would then go into our the actual service career area where we would learn how to make different things like pizza, taco pies, cookies, McFlurries. Well, kind of like McFlurries, but I forgot what they were called. But also really bad grilled cheese. Like honestly, they use Sargento, which I never use that cheese on grilled cheese. I always use American cheese, and that's the way I like it. But Sargento, absolutely not. Yeah. And so, yeah, very snowy actually. It's snowing outside. There's snow covering my roof so far. Thankfully, it looks like it's just a little bit, but still, we're getting a little bit of snow. Anyway, now, one of the things I didn't like the most about that class was that we were pretty much talked to like we were dumb. That's how it felt to me, anyways. And also, I just hated being told what to do. But I dealt with it because, well, that's how it was going to be for a job. But honestly, it felt like I was in an episode of Team Umizoomi or Dora the Explorer or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's what it felt like. It was, you know, pretty obnoxious. I'm looking forward to season 4. At least I hope there's going to be season 4. Anyway, so another thing I had to do to get to Rolla was I had to take a bus, which all they did was listen to country music over and over and over again. I kept hearing the same old basic songs. Like sometimes I would hear one man band, sometimes I would hear um Sometimes out here, I can buy my own drinks. It all comes out in the wash. And very rarely we hear good ones like I'm All Right and 9 to 5 or Your Man by Josh Turner. But yeah, and sometimes people ask, "Hey, can you turn the volume up?" And then it'd be turn up to ear bleeder volume. I just had enough of dealing with the country music that I decided to, well, I simply decided to bring headphones and listen to my and, uh, and listen to not just country music. I I listen to like a wide variety of songs, which I put on a playlist on Amazon Music. And yeah. Yeah, school's out for my family today and tomorrow. Although I don't go to school, I work now. But yeah. There's also this also anyway, so back to the class, there's also this girl who was super talkative and I didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. And she would not shut the hell up, like honestly. There's like one girl that I actually still stay in touch with to this day from RTI, but she was actually one of the ones that wasn't annoying or a pain in the behind. Huh. I also decided not to stay in touch with. However, every other one I've been trying to like cut off. Anyway, so how I got out of it was it was March 12th, which was which little did I know was going to be my last day. There were just coming in. However, there's a high rise in reports of COVID in America. Then eventually on March 13th, I was too sick to come to work, so I decided not to. And also RTI closed. And so I simply decided to just simply, well, stay home because RTI was going to be closed due to COVID. And then, well, COVID hit on March 15th, was when school started to close. And pretty soon, the pandemic happened. They're still trying to do virtual learning for the RTS stuff, but I just refused not to give it back because I was already planning not to come back. Because after like the first month of RTI, I decided, yeah, I don't want to do this again. Next, I don't want to do this again for my senior year. I want to make the most of my senior year and be with people that I've known for a long time. Because when I'm going up to Rolla, I'm far away from them, and I have to do that like every day at school. Very rarely do I get to, say hi as I'm walking down the halls. But little did I know was that my senior year wasn't going to be what I was expecting, which we'll get to that later. And by later, I mean in a later stream where I'm going to be talking about, the many different issues I faced in school. Anyway, so another big issue that I had with the place was, it just felt unrealistic because, well, they would just constantly reprimand and, you know, honestly, the whole class system felt stupid. That was just my honest opinion of it. But yeah. Anyway, um, so far though, I'm still in touch with that girl from RTI that I used to go with, and now she actually lives in the same town as me. She moved there, but yeah, and we pretty much started a friend group because ironically, one of my other coworkers is also friends with her, and so therefore, that just that just made things a lot better. Fun fact, she actually tried applying for the place I work. Introduce Munch Beef right now. Okay, let's not demand, but I will get Munchy Beaver eventually. He will be appearing in a future episode, which will be for when I get my room cleaned and also get more characters printed. Because, well, right now my room's in a bit of a mess, so yeah, I have some tidying up to do. Anyway, back to RTI. Now, there were other things in RTI that wasn't just service careers. Like you could learn welding, robotics, and well, much of other stuff. And plus they did have like a fun event one day where they had like a cupcake walk and these like adult-sized tricycle races. However, honestly, what I think was the best of all was that it had a bunch of Barks root beer, which is my favorite root beer. Which, if you haven't known that, anyway, but pretty much everyone knows that Barks root beer is my favorite root beer. Like honestly, I freaking love Barks. Like that was one of the biggest. That's like one of the only best days that I've had. All of the days were just a wash. It was annoying, and you know, then also still in a bit of a selfish Emperor Cusco phase, which so is some other people, which I'm not going to mention. And by the people I mean, well, people who are fans of a certain show that I'm not going to say because then I'll pretty much give it away. Anyway, and I'm using StreamYard for this because that'll give me plenty more time. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know. And the Switch is not broken actually. I still use it. However, I pretty much just watch stuff with the lights off because ambiance. That's just how I am now. Anyway, so back to RTI. Honestly, if I ever see any other old classmates from RTI, I'm just not gonna talk to them. Or if I see any teachers. Honestly, sometimes I wonder if they're friends with the corporate owners of the place I work. It wouldn't surprise me. However, I, I could say that having a job is actually a lot better than that service careers class. And it's definitely far more realistic than what they were teaching. They're pretty much teaching us to be mindless robots. But honestly, thankfully, I didn't return for my senior year. However, I was also wondering if after, schools reopened after COVID, I was wondering if they were going to just put us back in, if they're just going to have us all repeat our grades, or if it was just going to be we move on to the next grade. Which, if that was the case, because I wasn't signed up, I wouldn't be doing it again. Which, thank goodness, they'll probably just put me in some classes, but But anyway, that's pretty much all to say about RTI. Definitely not the best experience I've had, and I wish not to ever experience it again. Like honestly. Anyway, uh, so a few quick updates. Currently, currently someone just had a go at me, in which this is about my channel anyway. They tried to go at me, which I which I haven't even done anything bad to them because well, I'm not like that anymore. But things going all right. However, it is snowing where I am, so I won't be going out a lot. The only thing else I'm going to be going out for is just work. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. So I think next week I might talk about how my senior year could have been better. But yeah. Anyway, so that's all I have to say in this stream. So yeah, this is Drew Thomas signing off. Good night. And RTI was a little bit annoying.